Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about wacky rig fishing. I'm going to show you how I rig it, how other people rig it, a couple different ways. I'm also going to talk to you about the rod I use and the reel I use for this setup. So let's go ahead and just get into it. For starters, we're going to start with the hook that I use. This is the hook. This is a 3/0 VMC wacky rig hook with the weed guard. I always use the weed guard because I fish in Florida and it's always heavy vegetation here. I will say the one thing about the weed guard, I don't have problems with hook sets on this. This one works really well. But when after you've caught a lot of fish with it, this will get bent up, and then it can get hung up when you try to set the hook. It won't open correctly. So once it starts wearing out, you're going to need to change the hook out. Okay, so next I'm going to talk to you about the colors I use here on my lake in Florida. This one is watermelon, red, black flake. I think that's a Strike King Ocho. And then we have the bubble gum. This is Bass Pro Shop Stickle Worm. And then my number one color is June Bug. 80% of the time, if not more, I'm using June Bug. That's just these are the colors that I feel comfortable with. Green Pumpkin's another one. Everybody loves Green Pumpkin. Another good one would be Baby Bass Color. Okay, the first technique I'm going to show you is pretty much the original technique. You find the center of the worm and you just drive the hook through the center of the worm like that. Close your weed guard and you're ready to go. Pretty cool action, huh? The problem I have with this, with hooking them this way, is you lose a lot of worms. You go through a lot of worms. Most every time on the first fish you're going to lose a worm because it's going to rip out just like that. Okay? So that's an issue for me. That's why I use the wacky ring. And let me show you that. So the wacky ring. The wacky ring, this is a wacky ring tool. Wacky ring is a little black ring. You slide your worm in, try and get to the center of the worm the best you can, and you push this ring up over the tool. I mean, you can get the ring on without the tool, but this makes it a lot easier. And then pop right there. And then you can roll it back and forth to try and find the middle. And then you just run your hook under the ring like so, and there you go. You have a wacky rig presentation with a wacky ring. Now, this is the way I like to rig them, is with this, with the wacky ring. I posted this on my Instagram last week, I think it was, about the wacky ring, and I had people commenting, wacky rings are trash. They didn't say why they thought they were trash. They just think they're trash. And I know some people don't like the fact that the hook is pointed along the body instead of to the side like you would in a normal wacky rig situation. But there is a way to make the hook go that direction by using rings. But you need two of them. So I'll show you that next. Okay, so we're going to add a second ring to this worm. Right next to the other one. We're actually going to try and crisscross them. Let's see what we can do here. So it's on there. It's not crisscrossed. But you just grab one end of it. And pull it across, just like that. So now you see they're crisscrossed. Now you can take that hook and run the hook through the first side into the second. And now, using the ring, you've got the hook pointed in the right direction using 2 rings. I just prefer the rings because if not, you go through way too many baits. Baits cost money. I don't like to spend money if I don't have to. Okay, so the rod I use is a Lew's 7-foot medium heavy action, and I have the TP1X speed stick. I have it paired with the Lew's Mach 2 spinning reel, and I always line it with braid. This is 15-pound braid. I don't go much bigger than that with wacky rig fishing, but this is the perfect setup for this. Okay, everybody, so that's it for wacky rig fishing. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative. For me, wacky rigs are a staple. I have one tied on every single time I go fishing, no matter what. I don't care what the weather is. I don't care what time of year it is. I've got a wacky rig tied on every single time. They're flat out fish catchers. One more little tip that I will tell you is, and a lot of you might already do this anyway, I fish stick baits 95% of the time when I'm fishing soft plastics, no matter the presentation. So if I'm fishing this stick bait with a Texas rig and it gets wore out to the point to where I can't get a hook in it anymore, it's still good in the middle. I can still wacky rig it. So I put them in a bag. All these are labeled. This bag is labeled good for wacky rig fishing because they won't work Texas rig anymore. It saves money, and you know, everybody wants to save a little bit of money. So that's my quick tip for you. I want to end by saying thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the support you've given me so far on YouTube and Instagram. It means the world to me, and hopefully we can keep going on this. If you're new to the channel, if you don't mind, I would love it if you hit subscribe if you're interested. And anybody watching the video, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I would really appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to seeing you again.